never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world and right on time. Oh, never in my life have I seen the sky light up like this. I'm far away from Earth and I wanna know if you exist. Mission control, do you read me? Send me my coordinates lately. Mission control, am I drifting? Tie me to someone who will love me, yeah. Wait, I think I'll last a bit longer. Fine, I'm not.
Welcome everyone. Welcome to another Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd Family a part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. It is a Friday, so hopefully everybody has a big weekend plan. Hopefully you enjoy your weekend. The NBA is getting to be like the NFL, and we'll talk about that coming up here in a couple of minutes. But first, in case you missed the Goodyear 400 last Sunday in the world of NASCAR Cup Series, William Byron became the first driver this year to win 3 times. He brings home the trophy from Darlington this past Sunday, followed by Kevin Harvick in second, Chase Elliott third, Brad Keselowski fourth, Darrell Wallace Jr. rounded out the top 5. 6 through 10 was Harrison Burton, Kyle Busch, Justin Haley, Ryan Blaney, and Chris Buescher. They are now 13 races into the regular season out of 36, but there's 26 in the regular season before the playoffs start. So we are officially halfway through the regular season before the playoffs start. And when they start going by wins to determine the points, William Byron will be in first place because of the fact he's the only driver that has 3 wins. And when he won last Sunday, I swear Mike Joyce said it was his 7th career win, and it seems like he has way more wins than that. But this Sunday is the All-Star race, and honestly, really, truly, I've never watched the All-Star game in baseball, basketball, football, any of them. And a lot of years, I don't even watch the NASCAR All-Star race because, yeah, it's for a lot of money, but there's no points on the line. So to me, it's always been practice. And I'm like Allen Iverson. We talking about practice. We ain't talking about a race. We talking about practice. But the All-Star race this year will be from North Wilkesboro, which, of course, is a racetrack in North Carolina. Now, when I was growing up, North Wilkesboro was a regular season date on the schedule every single year. But then it came off the schedule, and they hadn't been back since then. But they say they've redone this racetrack, and it looks absolutely beautiful. So I'm probably going to watch the All-Star race Sunday to see how the race goes. The only downside of it is they've been hyping this race up since about January to make it sound like it's going to be the greatest thing you've ever seen. So I don't think there's going to be any way possible that the race can meet expectations, but hopefully it will. But the All-Star race from North Wilkesboro will be at 8 o'clock Sunday night on Fox Sports 1. Of course, they'll have the All-Star Open and all that before, but the actual race will start around 8 o'clock. No race this weekend for the Xfinity Series, but there will be a Truck Series race. The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series will be in action Saturday afternoon on Fox Sports 1 from North Wilkesboro. It'll be the Tyson 250. So we'll actually find out before the All-Star race on Sunday what North Wilkesboro looks like, because tomorrow we will have the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Tyson 250. Now, in the world of the NBA, the reason why I say the NBA is becoming like the NFL, because it used to be in the NBA, you'd see a lot of coaches that would hang around their job as the head coach for a while, as long as they had some good seasons. If you made the playoffs, 3, 4, 5, 6 years in a row, and then all of a sudden you missed it for the next 2 or 3, the general managers would have patience with you because you've proven you can make the playoffs. Not anymore. Now it's getting like the NFL, where it doesn't matter what you did in the past. It's, what have you done for me lately? And if you miss the playoffs or go home earlier than they want you to, you're out the door. We've already seen 6 head coaching changes so far. Now, one of these teams has already hired a new coach, but I'm not going to talk about that because I'll wait until later on when I do a video about all the new NBA coaches. But the Detroit Pistons no longer have Dwayne Casey, but he did not get fired. He took a front office role with the team, so apparently he's done with coaching. He now wants to work in the front office. The Houston Rockets fired Stephen Silas. The Milwaukee Bucks, who just recently won an NBA championship, let go of Mike Budenholzer. And I can go ahead and tell you that's because of the fact they laid an absolute, complete, total egg in that first round matchup against the Heat. They looked dreadful. And when you have the talent the Bucks have and you look that bad, it's going to fall back on the coach. The 76ers fired Doc Rivers. Now, Doc Rivers has coached the Magic, the Celtics, the Clippers, and the Sixers. But he was up 3-2 this year against the Boston Celtics and then lost the series. It's the 10th time in Doc's head coaching career that he's had either a 3-1 or a 3-2 series lead and lost the series. So I'm not sure how that compares to all the other coaches, but I can tell you that's the most all time. So Doc Rivers can win and get you in the playoffs, but more than likely, if he gets up 3-1 or 3-2, he's going to find a way to lose it. The Toronto Raptors, who just recently won NBA championship, fired Nick Nurse, and the Phoenix Suns fired Monty Williams. Now, of course, the Phoenix Suns were very, very close to winning an NBA championship recently. But I can go ahead and tell you the reason why Monty got fired is because they put all their eggs in the basket of Kevin Durant. And they thought that getting Kevin Durant was going to bring them a championship. And when it didn't, they blamed the coach. But they were a team that already had no depth. I mean, they were not deep at all. And then they traded pretty much everybody they had to bring in Kevin Durant. And I don't care how good Kevin Durant is. If you don't have depth, you're not going to win. You can't ask your starters to play 40 to 45 minutes every game. It's just not going to happen. But when they traded for Durant, that's what they thought. The only bad thing about Durant is Durant puts up good numbers, but the only time Durant has ever won a championship was when he had Draymond Green, Stephen Curry, Andre Iguodala, Klay Thompson. Outside of that, Kevin Durant has never proven he can put a team on his back. But of course, the Suns didn't look at that. They looked at, hey, he's won a title before, he can win one here. And he can't. But like I said, I want to talk about which team has already hired a new coach, because after all these teams hire a new coach, I'll come back on and do a video about that. But we know how the NBA goes. More than likely, the way these teams swap head coaches, you'll probably see 3 or 4 of the teams that fire their coach hire the coach from one of the other teams. That's usually how it goes. Any thoughts on this, please feel free to let me know. Homes for Our Troops is a publicly funded 501c nonprofit organization that builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans. Since the 2004 inception, nearly 90 cents of every dollar spent has gone directly to our program services for veterans. Visit at hfotusa.org. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. Why aren't koalas actually bears? They don't meet the qualifications. And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.